Um, you must have strong opinions about the
Dylan Mulvaney campaign.
yeah, Dylan Mulvaney campaign.
I think my family, my ancestors would have rolling over in their grave. They were very patriotic. They loved this country and what it stood for. They believed that transgender, gays, that sort of thing was all a very personal issue. They love this country because it is a free country and people are allowed to do what they want. But it was never meant to be on a beer can and never meant to be pushed in people's faces. So they would have they would have never marketed their brands that way. As you know, AB was one of the greatest marketers ever in any business. And they were incredible with what they came out with: the Clydesdales, the frogs, the lizards, all the different promotions they had, all the different advertising they had. And the last thing they would have done was to get as controversial as they did, as InBev has with Dylan Mulvaney advertising.
Do you think that, I mean, look, the motivation behind it was clearly inclusiveness. What do you think of the reaction to to that Instagram post? Because the reaction was seismic.
Yeah, I think people who drink beer, I think they're your common folk. I think they are the blue collar worker who goes out and works hard every single day, and the last thing they want pushed down their throat, or to be drinking is a beer can with that kind of message on it. I just don't think that's what they're looking for. They want their beer to be truly American, truly patriotic, as it always has been, truly America's beer, which Bud Light was and probably isn't any longer.
That was the former owner and Anheuser Busch heir, Billy Busch, lamenting that Bud Light is no longer America's beer and that his father and grandfather would have rolled over in their graves in response to the Dylan Mulvaney marketing fiasco. And now they have another reason to have rolled over in their graves. It's now being reported that things are so bad with the parent company Anheuser Busch that they're actually having to sell off parts of the company. It's being widely reported that AB is being faced with the necessity of selling off 8 of its craft beer brands to Tilray Brands, a Canadian cannabis company. Notably, the acquisition encompasses not only the beer brands themselves, but also the associated employees, breweries, brew pubs, you name it. Now, obviously, this is being widely perceived as part of the ongoing repercussions for Bud Light's disastrous, and I mean utterly disastrous, trans activist marketing campaign a few months back. As of the week ending July 29th, Bud Light sales dropped for the 17th straight week in a row, down 29% year over year, following the company's cataclysmic decision to partner with transgender social media personality Dylan Mulvaney as a spokesperson. Of course, as part of these repercussions, Bud Light has been knocked off from the #1 spot it occupied for decades. It's no longer the #1 selling beer in America. That has now been taken over by Modelo. Then in late July, Bud Light's parent company, Anheuser Busch, announced they were cutting thousands of jobs. The job cuts effectively approximated 2% of its workforce, or 300 in different positions. Again, it's been an utter disaster. So much so that Bud Light distributors are now openly admitting they're never getting their lost customers back. That 30% plunge in their customer base is permanent. This, according to Bud Light distributors. Bud Light's competitors, such as Coors Light, Miller Lite, they all continue to see their sales surge. And these former customers have found, obviously, new beers. They're not coming back. But there's an even deeper reason why Bud Light customers are not coming back. And frankly, it's got nothing to do with beer. But first, gang, did you know that the latest data from the American Heart Association indicates that adults with fatty liver were 3.5 times more likely to have heart failure than those without? And did you know that the American Liver Foundation estimates that as many as 100 million Americans have fatty liver? That's you, that's me. We cannot save America if we don't take care of ourselves. Our livers are our body's master detoxifier, but after decades of wear and tear, our livers slow down and become sluggish. And this is why so many of us struggle with weight gain and feeling tired all the time. But gang, fortunately, there's a simple, all-natural solution. Liver Health Formula contains 12 powerful botanicals clinically proven to recharge and protect your liver at the cellular level. It helps restore your liver's detoxifying abilities, boosts your energy levels, and works remarkably well to fight that horrible fatty liver. Liver Health Formula is backed by proven science and approved by American doctors. And the best part, gang, every single bottle is manufactured right here in the USA. Click on that link below right now and try Liver Health Formula completely risk-free. Do it today, and you'll receive 5 free gifts. So don't wait. Click on that link below or go to getliverhelp.com/Turley right now. Perhaps the single most fundamental reason why Bud Light looks like it'll never get these customers back when all is said and done is not even so much the whole Dylan Mulvaney fiasco, as absurd as that was. It's the way the marketing VP, Alyssa Heinerscheid, openly insulted Bud Light's loyal customer base, saying that the brand needed to pivot away from them to a more inclusive, that is, woke audience.
I'm a businesswoman. I had a really clear job to do when I took over Bud Light. And it was, this brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time. And if we do not attract young drinkers to come and drink this brand, there will be no future for Bud Light. So I had this super clear mandate. It's like, we need to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand. And what I brought to that was a belief in, okay, what does evolve and elevate mean? It means inclusivity. It means shifting the tone. It means having a campaign that's truly inclusive and feels lighter and brighter and different and appeals to women and to men. And representation is at sort of the heart of evolution. You've got to see people who reflect you in the work. And we had this hangover. I mean, Bud Light had been kind of a brand of fratty, kind of out of touch humor. And it was really important that we had another approach.
So that's what this is really all about. It's about the massive chasm, the values chasm that exists between Bud Light's working class customer base and these woke, university indoctrinated executives. I mean, you simply cannot openly insult your customer base and treat them with so much disdain and expect to keep them. And so ironically, it's not even really the whole Dylan Mulvaney fiasco. Again, that was bad enough. But what really shocked Bud Light consumers was finding out just how much our corporate elite really do disparage them, how much they dismiss and denigrate them. I mean, there's no recovering from that. And the latest unraveling moves by Anheuser Busch are any indicator, that disdain is clearly mutual. Hey gang, I know what it's like to feel alone out there in these turbulent times, but I broke free. If you too have been looking for a community with like-minded patriots who are serious about resisting globalism, building a parallel economy, and having intelligent and deep fellowship on a regular basis, then you've come to the right place. In my Courageous Patriot Insiders community, we're building a close-knit movement of, by, and for patriots who are breaking free from the outrage and despair cycles of the mainstream media and taking on the fight against globalism. Every week, I deep dive into the content I can't share on big tech and give you the cliff notes on the truth of how patriots just like you are building up their communities, starting patriot businesses, and fighting the woke in both public and private. All with a few history and political lessons from yours truly, of course. If you want to stop feeling alone as a patriot and stand together with this fast-growing community, be sure to click on the link in the description below. Don't wait. Join me and my Patriot Coalition today, and let's get fighting.